in those 10 years, we saw a lot of movies that we really liked, and now we have to pick 5 each.
And 2 honorable mentions, and we didn't discuss this beforehand.
My first honorable mention is from the year 2011, so early on in the decade, and that is Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids crack me up.
You better learn to fight, because life will... Yeah? Life is gonna unlife, and I'm gonna bite you in the ass. Ow! Ow!
My first honorable mention is A Star is Born.
Shout it from the mountain tops. A star is born. It's a time for pulling out the stars.
Which came out last year.
Oh shit, I forgot about that one.
I'm thinking of movies that, just really stick with you for this list, for my top 5 too. And that movie just really stuck with me.
This is a dream come true, and all I can say is believe in yourself and don't give up, because there is a spot on that stage for you. Good night.
I also would give an honorable mention to The Florida Project, which came out in 2017, and it just felt like an unconventional type of storytelling. It felt like we were truly following this little girl who is from a lower income family, her and her teen mom.
It's only second week of the summer and there's already been a dead fish in the pool.
We were doing an experiment. We were trying to get it back alive.
But my second honorable mention is La 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 Land. There is one scene that I just love to watch over and over when they're dancing on the bench and doing all the tiptoe dancing. It felt like, a blast from the past.
Number 5 on my list is actually a movie that came out this year, and that movie is The Farewell. And this surprises me a little bit because I didn't think it was going to make my list, but then as I was writing it, I just couldn't stop thinking about this movie. It has that very pure independent storytelling. I was so invested in these characters' lives.
And I come back, and he's just gone. The house is gone, Adia's gone, our Beijing home is gone, and soon she'll be gone too.
My number 5, surprisingly, I think maybe to Rebecca, was actually one of her honorable mentions. And that's The Florida Project. And I think a few years back when we did our top 5 movies of the year, I think I only put it number 5. But again, when you go back, rewinding in your head these movies that you watched in the past decade, I think some movies that you liked a lot at first, you still like them, but maybe not as much as some movies that you didn't think you liked as much. And The Florida Project was one of that for me, just because I think it felt so real. The actress that played the mother, the director got from Instagram, and the little girl
That's right, I forgot about that.
who got snubbed for an Oscar, Brooklyn, is now on a Macy's commercial.
Which is also an amazing, heart-grabbing commercial.
And I just think that movie was just, it was just like a slice of life, I feel like.
I failed as a mother, Mooney. You've disgraced me.
Harley?
Yeah, Mom, you're a disgrace.
My number 4 pick is Lady Bird. So Lady Bird came out in 2017. You look like you were surprised by that pick.
I actually thought it'd be higher for you, but
As I think about it more 2 years later, I think what makes this movie mostly memorable is Saoirse Ronan's performance as this rebellious teenager, and she's always having at it with her mom, and their chemistry and their connection was just so real and bringing this story to life. I felt like I was living this story with them.
You give me a number for how much it costs to raise me, and I'm gonna get older and make a lot of money and write you a check for what I owe you so that I never have to speak to you again.
Well, I highly doubt that you will be able to get a job good enough to do that.
I think Rebecca knew that was going to be on her top 5 of the decade once she saw the trailer.
Does Mom hate me? If you're tired, we can sit down.
I thought it was about Lyndon Johnson's wife. My number 4 of the decade would be Whiplash.
Start counting.
5, 6, 7.
In 4, damn it! Look at me.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Now, was I rushing or was I dragging? Count again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I just think it's so methodical seeing Juno's dad just go ape shit on everyone.
Well, it's not easy, that's for sure.
Number 3 on my list is an animated film, and that movie is, can you guess? Coco. Another 2017 movie. It was a strong year for movies, 2017. Oh God, another movie that tugs at my heartstrings, and this one just especially tugged at my heartstrings.
Mama Coco, your papa, he wanted you to have this.
Mama, wait.
Remember me.
Even one of the songs made it into our wedding video. My number 3 is one I know that's not on Rebecca's list. Is Django Unchained. It's kind of a little bit different than most of the other movies on my list.
A little bit.
But, I mean, this movie is just pure entertainment.
Hey, little troublemaker.
That brings me to number 2 on my list, Room. It's so raw and just such amazing performances in this movie. You can't not be in awe of it.
Stay stiff. Sorry, Chuck. Stay stiff. You can do this.
Antibiotics. What are you doing?
He got worse in the night. He didn't wake up.
Jeez. Poor girl. Well, I guess it must have been pretty serious.
You killed my baby.
Okay, take it easy. Okay, let me have a look.
Don't touch him!
My number 2 of the decade is Silver Linings Playbook. Oh boy. This was a movie that we both knew absolutely nothing about. Didn't know who the actress was. Never heard Jennifer.
Who the hell's Jennifer Lawrence?
I'm just the crazy slut with a dead husband. Forget it!
I remember watching it and being like, I know her face. Well, where is that face from? Turns out it was The Hunger Games.
And you know, and then I knew Bradley Cooper, I think, from The Hangover at that point.
Yeah.
And not much else. And I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. But anyway, this movie has so many memorable scenes and memorable performances, and I think it deals with the issue of mental illness with such like a mixture of like seriousness and like lightheartedness that makes it so like, I don't know what the right word is, but just like so fun and so heartwarming to watch, to see these two people struggling internally. You're able to see like their hardest moments, and you're able to see like what their mental illness is doing to their families and what it's doing to themselves, and you're able to, you know, just feel for these characters. The performances and the chemistry by Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence just really make this film. It doesn't get recognized as much as I think it should.
Hey, calm down. Hey,
Leave me alone!
can I just explain myself, please? I didn't want Nikki to think that I was associated with that kind of sexual behavior because I've never done anything like that, okay?
You may not have experienced the shit that I did, but you loved hearing about it, didn't you? You are afraid to be alive. You are afraid to live. You're a hypocrite. You're a conformist. You're a liar. I opened up to you and you judged me. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. Get off me! Get off! You're harassing me!
My number 1 is Silver Linings Playbook. the first thing that grabbed me was how funny and how amazing Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper's performance were. These two characters that are dealing with these personal things, and then they're in a dance competition together, and they're not even professional dancers.
This is really gonna seem like we planned it, but we really didn't plan it. My number one movie of the decade is Room. When the opening credits were still rolling and like the music was playing for the opening scene, from that moment I was like, this is gonna be good. I don't know why I knew that, but I just knew from that opening scene where she's teaching the kid how to do this and that, and she's going through like the daily rigmaroles of what they do trapped in a shed, I think. And just watching her for the first half of the first part of the movie, you know, making this life seem like a good life for her child that was produced out of a rape from a kidnapper, and just seeing how happy that and carefree that kid was, and knowing how much he was hurting inside, and then it just takes it turns into almost like a separate movie that you think, oh, like, okay, we're out of here, so now we're all good, we feel good now, and then there's all the stuff that comes after that.
Yeah.
And that's a whole separate thing.
But we want to know, what were some of your favorite films of the decade? And especially, were there any films from the years that we left out? Do you have any love for the year 2010? Do you have any? I don't think any of yours was from 2010. Or
I didn't write down the years.
You didn't write down the years. But anyway, our list is in the description, and we want to know if there are any from the years that we didn't mention, or if there are any that you share in common with us, or maybe some from the same years that we mentioned, maybe just movies we didn't even think of.
So, that's it for now. If you like this video and you'd like to see more about our opinions on the decade, we are mulling over doing lists for the top performances by actors and actresses of the decade. If that's something you'd like to see, please like the video or comment or one of those things.
And we hope the next decade is a great decade for movies. We will. See you next time.
I was wondering if you were going to do that.